Welcome to your August edition of Community, because it's not only August, but it's also Black Business Month.
And we are talking about business in Buffalo. Welcome to Community. Hello, everyone. I'm Claudine Ewing.
And I'm Pete Gallivan. And this month, we're going to begin with a place in Buffalo where many businesses get their beginning. It all began in 2018 with an initiative by the mayor and the city to create a resource hub for entrepreneurs and new businesses in East Buffalo. And with that, in the former Utica Street Library, the Exchange at Beverly Gray was born.
We wanted to make sure we gave a new breadth or depth for this space, more color, more vibrant pop, turned it into a co-working space, as well as an incubator providing legal, accounting, tax, financial, a suite of services that every entrepreneur and business owner needs to get started or get over a hump should they have been in business for quite some time.
It's a tribute to the legacy of former council member and community activist Beverly Gray, who passed away in 2004. It's also a launch pad for fledgling businesses like the Clementine Gold Group.
We started off just using this as a co-working space, and so we were renting some space and coming here on the weekends.
The strategy and planning firm has been here for about a year and a half.
Just having these resources has been really awesome to take advantage of.
And right now, they're one of 4 businesses in the suites, along with another 15 to 20 in the co-working space.
Coming here to the Beverly Gray has been awesome. We see people that look like us in terms of business owners. It keeps us going that extra mile because we can talk about different issues that we both face.
The Exchange website describes the facility as a conduit for individual entrepreneurial growth and business development while providing resources for success.
When you're a business owner, sometimes that can be a lonely journey. And so to see other folks in the space who are going through similar problems, we all kind of collectively come together and have different conversations, or whether we just bump into the hall and to one another as well.
So during Black Business Month, we celebrate the Exchange at Beverly Gray, which has put so many previously underrepresented businesses and entrepreneurs on the path forward.
One of the things that this community doesn't have is a business incubator that's specifically for them, and now we do.
Elisa and Alicia Officer own Unapologetic Coffee on Main Street in Buffalo.
We've been working really hard to do really good roasting, and then months later someone said, hey, do you mind opening up a cafe?
80% of what they do is roasting, bagging, and retail and wholesale coffee out.
We wholesale all of our coffee out. We import it all over the world, from Colombia, Brazil, Peru. We have a great heirloom Ethiopian, and we've been so fortunate to work with small farmers and small micro-let coffees. We ship it everywhere. The furthest we've shipped is to like Las Vegas and Seattle, but we also provide for restaurants here locally.
By the way, the officer's sisters are twins.
She's like my better half, and we get to bounce off of each other. So there's plus sides, you know. She has a background in accounting, and my background is like logistics and obviously math and things. And so we get to kind of play off of each other's strengths. So there's times where like I like putting things together. I was a geometry teacher, so building things is my jam, where she will lose a hammer in her hand.
As for the name of the business, they came up with a lot of ideas, and then this.
Finally, I just said, we're unapologetically Black. I don't know what more you want me to say. And my sister's on a Zoom call and yells, that's the name of the coffee. And I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry.
The coffee, which can be bought online, has cool names like I Said What I Said and Hustle and Flow.
Tell me about the first time you saw the kitchen and the space here.
The first time I saw it was I came here for a meeting. I'm like, this space is awesome. The wheels start turning. I'm like, I can do some stuff in here, right?
The former filling station in Larkinville is now Bratz Hill by Chef Darian Bryant.
When I saw the kitchen, I'm like, wow, it's showtime. I saw 10 burners, I saw a grill, I saw an oven, I saw like fryer. I'm like, I can do some stuff in here.
Now, for the first time since Darian launched his successful private chef and catering business right in this very kitchen, his food is available to the public on a regular basis. Bratz Hill is open for lunch Monday to Friday, serving all his Jamaican favorites. Evening hours and a dinner menu will come later on, but for now, they're keeping it casual. Order at the counter and your food comes out in a to-go box.
But right now for the takeout, we have like oxtail, got some curry chicken, some curry goat, Rasta pasta, which is the #1 seller here. People love the Rasta pasta. We've got fried chicken, Jamaican patties. And so that's what's happening now from 11 through 3.
The name of the restaurant comes from a special place to Darian, where he grew up in Jamaica.
Brad's Hill is where I grew up. It's a small little hill. It's like probably like 6 houses up there, right? So I took my wife and kids back to show them where I grew up, and they couldn't believe, like, no running water, no electric. We had everything done outside, like all the cooking done outside. And some of us sleep on bed, some sleep on the floor. And it opened their eyes a lot to see where I'm coming from, you know, like, then they understand why I do what I do every day. Like, you know, I didn't have much growing up. I didn't have nothing growing up but family and love, you know what I mean, and food.
Darian's life might look pretty different these days, but he is still surrounded by family, love, and food. His wife, Jessica, is the general manager of all their businesses. His sister recently moved here to help run the kitchen. And it's the support from his adopted hometown that keeps them all going.
Sometimes I would see the line like wrapped around the building. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. These people are here for me. It just warmed my heart to see that, you know, me coming from Jamaica, a little town that nobody hear about or know about, you know what I mean, to making this big impact. It's a good feeling to see that I'm coming from nothing to what I have right now.
Pine Grove Reunion was started in 1989 by former council president George K. Arthur.
Yeah, he brought it to the African American Cultural Center, and believe it or not, this is the 34th year.
And our photojournalist Jerry Gasser spent some time listening to the grooves at the Pine Grove Reunion.
I think it appeals because it gives you a sense of comfort. It's smooth, it's easy, it's relaxing, and it's easy to enjoy.
Don't you know that I love you? Don't you know that I love you?
Every year we get a flood of people who want to come, they want to sing, they want to entertain, and they want to be a part of our history. The lineup is always wonderful. It consists of local and out-of-town bands every year. You can come, you can eat, we have food trucks, we have vendors, and we have about 2,000 to 3,000 people that join us every Sunday, first 2 Sundays of August of every year.
It brings the community together.
And you can see all the tents, right? So those are all families and friends, community groups getting together, fraternities, sororities. You know, the Pine Grove Reunion comes out of a bar that was on Jefferson that used to have many of the jazz knowns, you know, Count Basie, different other people would come. And so for the baby boomers, this is an opportunity to kind of go back to and remember what Jefferson Avenue was like, you know, what jazz started, you know. So many of the jazz artists, R&B, would come to the Pine Grill from all over the nation.
So part of the history is for our culture, for the unity, and for the community.
Coming up on Community, Buffalo celebrates the arts.
And football season is here. We'll meet a female NFL ref.
Buffalo is a music, arts, and culture event and organization that we promote year-round community efforts and arts efforts that we do throughout the community. And it's really just, we celebrate that in our grand weekend coming up August 24th to the 27th. The main event is that Sunday at the Buffalo Central Terminal, which you'll see a variety of different musical acts, over 20 musical acts on 3 different stages, art installations, family fun zone, our wine garden, our vendors village, all the different interactive activities that you can possibly do. You'll see diversity on display. From our lineup, you will literally see anywhere from R&B to gospel to rock to jazz to hip hop to you name it, to bluegrass will be on display in all mediums of art. You know, even with our lineup this year, people come from New Orleans, we have people come from Boston, Massachusetts, we have people come from the Southern Ontario area. We have such a rich history in the music and arts community, and now we have this resurgence of new artists. So if you look over the history of Buffalo, just in that last 7 years that we've done it, you'll see artists that literally participated, and maybe 6 months later, they're on an even more grander stage. So we're just really appreciative of that.
What does Buffalo mean?
So in its origin, there's many other native names that are associated with Buffalo, but it means beautiful flowing river. That was described by the French settlers here in the Buffalo area.
What is your ultimate goal for this?
The ultimate goal is to continue to grow and really just have a real impact on our community, right? Is that, you know, we don't look at, oh, we have tens of 20,000s of people that show up, but we look for the impact that really has artists to be able to connect with each other, from interns, from our scholarships, from our community program. Our motto is culturally activated, community engaged. And we can't just do that in one weekend. So throughout the year, we're constantly pushing that motto.
High school football is a staple in so many communities. For players on the gridiron, it's about putting in the hard work. And as we get set for high school football season, let's check out the Kensington Lions' 47th annual All-Star High School Football Classic. It was a North versus South game, and the winner was South with a final score of 22-15.
Team are from Albion Amari Jones, from Sweet Home Jordan Theodore, from Williamsville East Mitchell Dates, and from Williamsville North Evan Locke.
It was a great group of guys, not only football players, but a great group of guys with great character. So I just enjoyed being with those guys, building those relationships and making connections with these guys.
Cameron Warburton booms his way to the right side, out of bounds, after a pickup of 2.
90% of the guys already know what college they're going to. I think with all these guys is playing all Western New York All-Stars, is they building relationships and they building a bond that'll last 30, 40 years. You know, when they get our age, 40 years old, 45 years old, they're able to sit back and talk about these times. You know, these are times, these are memories that they'll never forget.
Borsella's pass complete to number 6, Giovanni Pagan.
Meet NFL referee Maya Shaka, public speaker, dropping gems.
What is even better than breaking that barrier is being able to have the love and the support of your community and the people who look like you, because that's more important than any other brand that you can possibly have.
Shaka was in Niagara Falls speaking at the Buffalo Federation of Neighborhood Centers event to uplift young people during Mental Health Awareness Month. She's the first black woman hired by the NFL as an on-field official. The 41-year-old Rochester native talked about her tough times growing up.
I wasn't able to reach my full potential when I was in high school. All right, I didn't graduate high school on time. I had to go to summer school for it. I think my GPA my senior year was like a 1.74.
But she went to college, fast track to officiating, and the road to the NFL wasn't easy.
Whenever you're trying to get anywhere in life, you need to have somebody that is going to be your ride or die, like literally your ride or die, somebody that's always going to advocate for you.
She's there, a history maker, a huge advocate of taking care of your mental health. We got to know more about the referee. She's a lover of hip hop.
And I thought I could be a rapper, but I had no bars. So it didn't really work out for me.
But
I found out that I can throw flags really well. And because I can throw flags really well and I'm able to tell men what to do all the time and force them to listen to me, I thought that officiating would actually be like a better path.
She intertwined music into her presentation.
To be honest, every time I throw a flag on the field, this is the first song that pops in my head.
Folks walked away with a different view of the ref.
Referees get hate mail. Nobody likes referees. All y'all Bills fans in here, the minute y'all lose, who y'all blame?
Congratulations to all of the graduates. We want to acknowledge some local scholarship winners.
Eli King loves playing soccer. He didn't know he enjoyed it until the Buffalo Police Athletic League's Play Streets program brought it to his neighborhood.
I was basically walking by, and I decided to sign up.
This is Eli's first time meeting other kids in his neighborhood, and he says he would like to see more programs like this.
It would give more opportunities to find out what you could do in the future. Because some soccer players, it started like when they were young. And if you start when you're young, you become better as time goes on.
You guys ready?
Coach Q McLean helps kids like Eli learn basic soccer skills.
I think you want to be the goalie.
And sometimes gets in on the fun. He's been a program coordinator since the program started just before the pandemic.
Why do I come back? Because I love the children. I love to see the expressions on their face when they see us. I love to hear, hey, Coach Q, how are you doing today? You know, just those type of things.
What y'all gonna do about it?
PAL comes out to different parks across the city of Buffalo.
Okay.
And today, we're at Riverside Park.
Okay, nice try, nice try.
Coach Q believes it's better to go into the neighborhoods where the kids already live to eliminate barriers to participation, including transportation and equipment.
We looked at the ones that we felt would have the most engagement at, some of the bigger parks, some of the smaller parks. We had nice turnouts at most of the parks. We've had great turnouts, actually. So yeah, it just all depends on where the need is.
Doing simple things like playing soccer helps make healthy habits.
Some kids come out, never did it before, and by the end of the day or by the end of the week, they're pretty good at it.
And just maybe one day, these kids will be the soccer stars of tomorrow.
Coming up on Community, NFJC Agents of Change.
And celebrating the life and legacy of a pillar of Buffalo's educational community.
This camp is not just about playing on a playground. This is about learning from law enforcement. And really, their lives could be changed forever. 14-year-old Tamaya Brown is an Orchard Park High School freshman.
I'm looking forward to learning more about law enforcement and social justice.
Is this about developing young leaders?
Yes, this is kind of setting the stage for the future for our students.
Bringing youth together, having an opportunity to enjoy all that there is. It's life-changing and it's aspirational.
We're doing it for our young people. Let's keep them together. We're better together.
That's why Tasha Brown wants her daughter here.
There is diversity in this camp. There is also an opportunity for her to be able to meet some fabulous people from law enforcement. I think it's just such a heightened topic right now with the trust or the distrust that people have with law enforcement, FBI, and those are the individuals that are going to be here and making really impactful impressions on our young people.
Yeah, I think I definitely want to be around more people who look like me.
Are there challenges with it right now, trying to develop young leaders because of the climate of the world?
Human relations is at the lowest point that we've had. So what we need to do is try to build those relationships back again. And the only way to do that is to be in community with each other. We have to spend time learning more about our cultures, our backgrounds, working more together. And that's exactly what this Agents of Change camp will be.
Police departments across the country and here in Buffalo admit getting people interested in the profession isn't easy.
The George Floyd murder has put policing back,
Many young people, especially those in inner cities, were turned off.
I've definitely thought that the police had biased against certain people. That incident definitely showed the lack of police training and the lack of sensitivity within officers.
But since then, Erica Laster, a Lincoln University student, has taken advantage of an internship program through PERF, the Police Executive Research Forum. PERF reached out to 100 HBCUs to expose students to policing.
And then I wrote a letter to police chiefs, and your commissioner in Buffalo was one of the police chiefs that said absolutely yes.
We have to build credibility, and having an opportunity to get some young people to come in and get a look behind the curtain at what we're doing.
The intern has seen it all.
She got the same program that our new recruits get coming out on the street. But again, also, like I said, part of the investigation.
When I'm with my friends, I'm always advocating for police because it is a bigger perspective that we don't see. It's so much that goes on behind the scenes.
And now, how do you feel, now that you've had this experience?
Through this experience, my perception of officers have definitely changed. I decided to focus my research on police wellness and their mental health and how it may affect their ability to do their job well.
Today is proof of her legacy.
The late former McKinley High School principal, Crystal Bowling Barton, will now forever be part of the Queen City.
I'll miss hearing her voice, her distinct laughter, her wisdom, and her guidance.
This summer, leaders in the city of Buffalo and the public schools announced that 2 blocks of Elmwood Avenue will now be known as Principal Crystal Bowling Barton Way.
To be recognized like this is a testament to who she was, her leadership, her passion for education.
For over 40 years, she made sure urban inner city youth got a quality education, whether you wanted that education or not.
A dedicated teacher turned principal of McKinley, Crystal Bowling Barton is credited with making it one of the best vocational schools in the district through her firm leadership and her persuasive personality.
There's no distance or space that was going to get in her way. Her road, her path was clear. That's right. That's right. Amen. Amen.
And now her path is clearly marked by the brand new signs on this stretch of Elmwood Avenue where she left her mark.
Today, we celebrate her legacy, right in front of the place where she made such an impact, for all to drive and see for many years to come.
Crystal Bowling Barton died last year at the age of 70.
The Pappy Martin Legacy Maston Jazz Festival.
My father started this festival, Pappy Martin, 28 years ago when he went to the Million Man March and was given the charge to come back to his community and do something to improve it, and he started this festival.
An event that has attracted internationally acclaimed musicians.
It celebrates the history and the artistry of jazz music.
Pappy died in 2015, and his daughter made sure the legacy continued in the community.
We create a very warm, welcoming atmosphere. The music is top-notch. We're intent on keeping this festival in the community so that it's accessible to everyone in the community. We want our children to understand that you don't have to leave your community to get something beautiful, wonderful, professional. It's right here. I think the attraction is we make sure the music is respected. So it's not just background music, it's actually treated as Black classical music. And so the same audience respect that we would get for the Buffalo Philharmonic, we make sure that same atmosphere is here for the jazz artists that come in.
Well, we packed a lot into this show, from business in Buffalo to education to the arts. There's so much happening in Buffalo. That's what community is all about.
Yeah, and speaking of education, that leads us right into next month. September, of course, is back to school month, so we've got a lot more to tell you coming up in September.
And curtain up too. We'll see you next month on Community.